Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has warned the European Union that he will open the country's borders to hundreds of thousands of refugees. He says Europe has failed to fulfill its side of a refugee deal that saw Turkey halt the flow of people in return for various concessions, including accelerated membership talks. On Thursday, the European Parliament recommended that talks on Turkey's accession should be frozen. The lawmakers said Ankara's response to July's failed coup attempt was at odds with European values. Speaking in Istanbul earlier, President Erdogan gave this response.
You know about this vote in the European Parliament. They're not honest. They were never honest. They never kept their promises. They did not help us with the refugee crisis. They didn't do anything when bodies washed ashore. When you saw 50,000 people on your borders, you were scared. You panicked. You asked yourselves, what would we do if Turkey opens the borders to the refugees? Look, I'm being very clear. If you keep moving on like this, we will open the borders to the refugees.
Let's get the latest now from TRT World's Hasan Abdullah in Ankara. Hi, Hasan. President Erdogan had indicated that the Turkey-EU refugee deal would be at risk if the EU Parliament voted against Turkey's interests. So it's not a surprise that he said this now, but what action will really be taken?
Andrea, I've been talking to Turkish officials this afternoon, and one of the questions I've put to them is, we've had the warning from the president, but is Turkey really going to push these refugees and allow them to head towards Europe? Now, the responses and some of the points they've raised have been very interesting. For example, the officials have said that the Turkish response to the refugee crisis has been primarily driven by the humanitarian perspective, and that on the other hand, some of the responses that have been coming from many European Union member states have been driven by the rising populism and also the rise in the far right. They've said that many of the refugees, we've witnessed the way they've been treated on the borders of some European countries by the authorities there, and also some of the fascist groups that seem to be operating there with impunity. So they're saying that, of course, it seems that this is the only language European Union understands at the moment. It's concerned about people coming in, and they're saying that European countries have been talking about a threat to their value system and so forth. But on the other hand, they're saying that Turkey, while it may use this for some political leverage, but at the end of the day, Turkey will focus primarily on the humanitarian angle, so it will not take any steps that puts the lives of these refugees in danger. But having said that, they are saying that for those people who are traveling and they're trying to cross the Aegean to get to Europe, then Turkey can, if it wants, not take the measures it is taking at the moment to stop them from moving to Europe, and that may be problematic for European countries.
Hasan, clarify for us, when Turkey says that the EU broke promises, clarify those promises that Turkey was counting on.
Well, we're talking about a number of promises. One of the promises was, especially after the March deal between Turkey and the European Union, was the resettlement program. So for every non-Syrian refugee that Turkey takes back, the European Union had promised that it would be settling one Syrian refugee. However, the figures Turkish officials are giving us, and even the figures that are coming from the European Union, suggest that not even 10% of that target has been met. And even though Turkey has taken a certain number of people back who are not Syrians, the European Union and its member states have not taken the Syrian refugees. Then we're talking about visa-free travel for Turkish citizens. That has not materialized. Also, the EU membership sort of process that was supposed to be accelerated, that has not happened. And these are some of the points. Now, they're saying that at the moment, Turkey, the latest figures is 3.1 million refugees that are here. And there is, of course, the threat that there will be an influx from Iraq's side as well. So these are some of the points. And Turkey is saying that this poses a major challenge to the economy of the country and also to its security.
Now, Hasan, the EU Parliament vote is actually non-binding, but does Turkey expect the EU Commission to take the same action against Turkey in response to yesterday's Parliament vote?
Well, Turkey is expecting a domino effect, even though it's non-binding and even though it's sort of symbolic in nature. But they're saying that this is where the spiral of silence is likely to kick in, and it's likely to influence the decisions of member states of the European Union and also other bodies. So they're certainly expecting their decisions to be influenced, and they're saying that with the rise of populism, it's very likely that many of the decisions that will be taken by some of the European bodies would not be those in the best interest of and in line with the international liberal order, but rather would be more in line with this ultra-nationalist narrative that appears to be on the rise.
Okay, Hasan Abdullah joining us there live from Ankara. Thanks so much for that.